Before we begin, make sure that you installed all the required software from the previous lecture. If not, go back to it now and check it out. It's a nice little text document with instructions. Also, there really aren't that many things there. My guess is that it won't take you more than 10 or 20 minutes to get everything up and running. Also, if you're on Windows, please double check that you correctly put your PHP executable in your path environment variable. You can test it if everything is okay by typing this php space -v, and when you hit enter key you should get an output that's similar to this. If not, please go back to that document and retrace your steps, or you can also try searching on the internet, or feel free to ask me for assistance. First of all, you should download this file, beeperapi.zip. You should be able to find it attached to this video as an additional resource. So go ahead and download it somewhere to your computer and let's extract it. I tried really hard to make this easy to use. You do not have to install additional PHP extensions or database management systems or whatever. There's just one really simple command that we need to enter here in our terminal, or command line as it's called on Windows, or whatever. I'll need to change directory cd into this folder. The command should be the same on Windows and on Mac OS as well, cd, and I'll type the path to my project folder. And of course, if you're on Windows, you should type like C and so on, the location where you extracted Beeper API. And now, once I'm inside of my API folder, this one over here, all that I have to do is to type a single command, and the command is php space -s, that's an uppercase S, localhost colon 9090 public /index.php. And now our inbuilt PHP development server is running on localhost on port 9090. Of course, you can use another port if you'd like, but this is the one I used here. So let's test if everything is okay. You can just type the address in your browser, and you can type whatever here, and you should get something like this. That means that our server is actually working. It received our request, and of course it returned the 404 response because there's nothing here over at this nonsensical address. And I just want to mention this briefly. You might want to get this app called Postman. That's a pretty cool tool for working with APIs. You can easily send post or put or whichever request. You can see the responses over here, your request gets stored over here, you can see your history and so on. You can get it at getpostman.com. There are extensions for Chrome and it's available as a standalone Mac app. These apps are free, by the way, so it's pretty cool all in all. Next, let's take a look at the documentation. It's over here, this file, docs.html. It's in the API root folder. So let's open it. And as you can see, this is a list of all the possible endpoints that exist in our API. So we are going to be sending data to the API by using these endpoints, and we are going to retrieve some data from the API from its database by sending requests to it, HTTP requests. So we are building a client application in VueJS that is going to interact with our server, with our API. Let's initialize our API database right now. I'm going to bring up my terminal and I'm going to press Ctrl+C to stop my server from running. Then I'm going to run this file, refresh database. I can do so simply by typing the following command: php refresh database. After you run this command, you should see some new files and folders created over here in this data directory. You'll see some new users added and some beeps. We can actually test if everything is working by sending our request with Postman. First, let me bring back the server up. You know, the same command that we typed before. And I'm going to send a GET request to my localhost 9090/users/demo-user1 endpoint. And everything appears to be working. I got some information about this user. So this PHP refresh database is a helper command to let us seed our database with some initial demo data. And that's pretty much it. We learned how to run our server, and this is the main thing that we are going to need. So we'll be using this command to start our API whenever we start working on our client application, because the client app will need to interact with this API.